Here we are, guys, Friday.
Yeah. How's that car going, Glenn?
Yeah, let's not talk about my car. There'll be no more Ford in the road, she's gone. Preview for Saturday tomorrow, very lean little meeting at Canterbury. We've got, unfortunately, this time of year, we really struggle with field size, guys.
Look, this meeting always used to be at Randwick, and I think certainly last year was at Canterbury, and it is what it is. It's probably better when it rains and there's a bit of, because honestly, it's a...
Look, there it is. It's what we're going to deal with, right?
And it's one of those programs that you can see that horses with good records at Canterbury, they're sort of like hanging there, itching, targeting, horses like Grundeside.
Yep.
Other horses like that that have got at least a couple of wins at Canterbury. You can sense their their connections are angling towards this program. Down south, Glen, I thought it was, Gord and I will do a show a bit later about Melbourne, but it's got that sort of end of carnival feel, that sort of...
Oh, you mean for tomorrow's race?
Yeah,
it's
even, isn't it, Gord?
We've gone down the hump, definitely, yeah. It's not as exciting as the last few days.
Anyway,
but there's some winners there, and I think the Sydney form will still stack up.
Congratulations to the Oaks winners yesterday. Watching Lee Curtis train the winner of the VRC Oaks, I would say would be one of my greatest highlights in racing.
The joy that I felt when I didn't even watch it, but someone tweeted about the fact that it was its last start over 2400.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So
that's so funny.
I'm going, wow, did that win? Wow.
And even the way it won, and tearaway tactics, and great ride by Abdullah, and I wasn't surprised to see the horse win, and didn't back it, of course, because too busy trying to find a Hawkesbury maiden winner. But I know Lee so well not that well, but pretty well, and there he is. Probably can't pay his electricity bill, and he's beaten the best in the world, the Sheiks, everybody. He wins an Oaks by 5 lengths. It's just the best. So great congratulations to him and his lovely wife and the whole team. And it's a couple of blokes that hang around his team. That's dead set, rock solid blokes. I know a couple of them, they've supported Louis, and I don't know, one of the best, probably the best thing I've ever seen in racing. Honestly,
it's one of those delicious things that...
up goes the battler.
You beauty. Okay, we kick off with a 2-year-old race at Canterbury tomorrow. An odd little 2-year-old race over 1100, and $2.65 the blue colours Malahat. $4.40. Who's turning into a bit of a regular, M. Friedman.
Yeah, he's a bit of a regular.
$4.40 Teaspoon. Sorry, I missed $3.50 Milanese Girl, who's out of Shawnee Girl. You must have been hanging out for that one.
Shawnee Girl's a full sister to our two, Winetails and Burramini.
There you go.
No, it's not really, but it's in that category.
I understand. $11 Ipso Facto, $13 Cool Mover, and $16 Zinzi. Those last two are the shippers, the parachute horses. Not many clues about speed here. Ipso Facto showed a bit of speed in a fastish trial and might be persuaded forward from a wide gate. I imagine that Milanese Girl will endeavour to use her inside gate in the manner of the Waller 2-year-olds so far that we've seen. Certainly Malahat looks to look for a position, I imagine. Glenn, any clues here?
Not really many clues. Just looked at all the trials. I was impressed with Malahat. I was impressed with Milanese Girl. And I was impressed with Teaspoon a little bit. I'm not saying too much. I was tipping 2 from 5, 2 from 8. Not really terribly interested until I get the mounting yard mile for myself then.
For yourself?
Well, yeah.
You'll be waiting on the mounting yard mail.
Even with the mounting yard mail, you've got to be cautious about number 8 Teaspoon, don't you? Because it'll probably look magnificent.
It will.
I thought I would clearly have found it on top, except the question marks about the stable and how genuine they are late in the race. And
they've got a horse that won last start, Shoal, in the next race, it's not like they're not.
Well, we're talking about the 2-year-olds. We've seen that big wolf last week, what it was called. Was that
Darhead.
Darhead,
Can't parade better than it. You watch it go like a rubber.
This is the other beauty of racing, is that I'm looking at Darhead going, wow, you've done really well.
Yeah. The only one...
there are different eyes in racing.
There's only one little interesting thing here, and this Queensland horse has actually had the trial over 1,000 metres, so it's a tough race. I won't be playing, but
when you mean the trial, you mean the race?
It trialled at the Gold Coast over 1,000
Number
metres.
4 he's talking about.
Number 4.
I'm looking at it. I do talk about 3 when you said the Gold Coast. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, 1,000 metre trial, right. I'm with you. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, so we've got ipso facto trialled at home. Teaspoon's trialled. She's a filly that is trialled at home. Red Bell's trialled at home. Milanese Girl's trialled at home. The only horse that's trialled away is the favourite. It's the likely suspect, isn't it?
It is a lot of suspect.
Milanese Girl. I've got it right in there, Glenn, but the time was
Terrible.
particularly atrocious.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, it's just sitting up there as a trial winner, so it's like times. The only thing that times tell you is how bad a horse is.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
I think he's down on the line though.
When I
down
saw
barrier one with Jake Collins.
Chris Waller winning a trial over 900 by 1.3 lengths, you think, wow, I'm going to find this on top. I'm trying to prove that I'm not going bald, except I failed.
Did you have a beard trim too?
Do you know,
When you have a haircut, do you have a beard trim?
No. I asked the hairdresser, how am I going up there? And she says, oh, it's not looking good.
How am I going up there? We could have asked Jack for downstairs to see, go, how are you going down there? And they go, not bad. Anyway, that's not the whole story. Where is Jack?
Jack's on his way to Melbourne to see a girl about her dog. Race 2.
That can happen.
1550, 3-year-olds.
Interesting race.
Well, lucky Chris backs this up, otherwise we'd have 4.
Yeah.
Chasseur is $2.40. The backer up are Miss Valentine, $3.80. Show 'em $4.60. Full Throttle $7. 50 ways at 17. Now, Gord, you're our Goulburn man. Full Throttle, I guess he's going to try and lead here at least.
Yeah, I mean, I can't entertain him. You've got to be more dominant than that at Goulburn.
Times were particularly good.
Yeah, but
The sprint home was particularly good.
I'm less interested in times than the margin you beat other horses by.
But it was particularly dominant, didn't you think?
Yeah, but it's dominant. But Spring Creek Star would go around over 100 to 1 in this race, and it beat it by 0.2 of a length.
We have got the gay factor here, and we did notice gay factor there on Tuesday. They all did seem like...
Yeah, it was fairly
Well, I
lethal,
thought, gee,
wasn't
that
it?
one went good. Gee, that one went good. When I saw Kimberly Star, still fighting away at the 200, I went, oh.
Not Kimberly Star, you mean
Kimberly-
in the mile, Sweet Redemption.
No, I mean...
No, it was down in Melbourne, wasn't it?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, Kimberly Star was up there fighting with Egyptian Symbol and just sticking it to it.
Ah.
And I went, wow, Gay, you really have found some new feed. Or something. Man, you've all gone good. We try to find the peaks and troughs and I think we've done a really good job over 5.5 years, especially with the Gay Stable. I think Gay Stable at the moment, I think some different feeds arrived, or some different training technique might be a better way to put it.
All right.
They're going like rockets.
I think the point about this horse is that he's going to lead, isn't he?
Absolutely, my man
He's
adds.
going to lead, so that puts Miss Valentine outside lead again.
Outside it again, on the back up.
On the back up.
Did a good job the other day. Brave.
Yeah.
A pretty good horse, Louboutin, who was well fancied.
They just crawled around, the two of them together, and Miss Valentine, she was a bit more seasoned, wasn't she?
She's a bit more brave, definitely.
But I just see this as the bottom one's got just enough. But I don't want to tip it.
I'm not tipping it either.
But it's got just enough.
Yeah.
It's got just enough to kill off Miss Valentine.
Okay, it's an interesting point because by the time Mr. Valentine, you're saying it's going to be a tough job to get past.
He'll offer some resistance.
And so then we've got Chasseur and Show 'em late. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, and then of course the 50 ways gets up. We can listen to every stupid commentator. Oh, the roughie and the 4-horse race.
Yeah.
If I get one more bike say that, I'm
I'm
going to go
not going
nuts.
to lose on 50 ways.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll be having something on. I think it's about $15 or $20 at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be a big part. I think you'll be that tomorrow. So look, a really delicious,
absolutely.
interesting
Sorry,
little 5-horse race.
Oh, yeah.
Now 5-horse race. My numbers are going to be 2, 1, 3.
I actually like 2, particularly I think it's the value runner of the 3 favourites. 3 starts back, just point something of a length off coming through. Went down to Melbourne, smashed them. That's fantastic form. Was very strong late beating Polemic and Hold All Tickets. I know Hold All Tickets didn't frank it, but I thought Charm was quite dominant. So I've got.
It looks to me
2
also.
on
It
top.
looks like I'm also. It's going to get. It's definitely going to be third in the run, and there's plenty of time before these two are here to get off. So then be just tracking the outside
Run
lean,
Yeah.
pull around Miss Valentine's heels, who you're saying is going to be softened up by Young Ads, who's still riding so good. Another great ride during the weekend.
Oh man, Sweet Redemption. Yeah.
Sweet Redemption,
Yeah,
honestly.
the way he put the ball away as well.
I never seen a bloke ride so many winners at 10 to 1 and no one wants to put him on. I keep saying it, I keep making a bit of money out of it. It's a beauty. Sweet redemption. He beat the bull, who he'd ridden the start before.
Yeah, but also that he disposed of the bull. He put the bull in his pocket.
He put the bull in, he put it in check, and then finished off being checkmate.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah, look, he's a great rider. Look, I'm with Chasseur because I think this horse has got a fair bit of scope. Yeah, it's a scopy type.
It's a scooby little horse. Let's get to race 3, guys.
Yeah, favourite is Mr. Manhattan, $3.50, $4.80 the stable change, Sarajevo.
Interesting change, eh?
$5 Paint, $5.50 Lucky Meteor. Who's that horse? $9 Wonderbolt, and long odds the rest of them. Lucky Meteor is the leader. I'll run this again.
Yep.
ISO Rich looks like it has to push on, but that'll be fatal for it. Herrera will be, he'll have his wheels spinning, trying to keep up. Paint not far away there on the insider. Mr. Manhattan ran in this race last year and got forced outside lead in a field of 4, and I'm sure that the idea is to have this horse ridden quietly. What do you say about that, Bill?
I got no problems with this. This horse got a turn of foot. He's a strong horse. It's had the trial since when Normus first up.
Well, when are we going to see almost more horses than not trial between runs after they've just been devastating? There was 2 yesterday.
Yep.
Famous Seamus and Phuket. There was who did we talk about earlier on the show? Something else. There's probably been 4 or 5 winners this week. Trial between runs.
Trial between runs. I think it's a great thing for conditioning and strengthening horses. And I've said many times on the show, I saw a great tweet during the week. I don't know where I read it, but should we call horse trainers? Aren't they really just horse conditioners?
Yeah.
And I think that's so true. Horse trainers don't train the horse. A horse can gallop or it can't. You just work it round, conditioning to get it to your peak of fitness. It's not really training. I thought that was a really well placed comment. Nothing trial sense brings out the best in the horse, and that all makes sense.
Yeah, it's a bit like having a personal trainer, isn't it?
It's a bit like at school. You pass your test if you've done your homework. Haven't done your homework, you're as fresh as a daisy trying to copy off the kid next to you.
And Gord's got a good story about that one.
Look, this race is pretty obvious to me. 3 a good thing, it'll do the job, and if Paint is anywhere near its top, it'll beat it. So only 2 winning numbers. I took 3 from 4. I didn't think there was another number. Sarajevo, the stable change. Get very worried when O'Shea gets rid of a lightly raced horse. I suppose it's 16 starts, but they're happy to go, and the rest are all just numbers. But Paint, if it's close to its top, can do the job, and the pride the stable seems to be going all right. But everything being where it is, I'm 3 from 4. Expect 3 to win.
Gord, have you seen the most recent trial of Paint?
No, I haven't.
Right, because there was some conjecture about that trial, but I suppose it went back to 7:35, so perhaps we could ignore that. What do you reckon, Gord?
Number 3, Mr. Manhattan. I've been trying to get my head around this pride stable for a while now.
Going better.
Yeah, and I think if the horses are running well, they'll continue to run well. If they don't live up to expectation, then you can pretty much ban them for the rest of the preparation. That's the way I'm handling it anyway. So I thought it flew last start, and then freshen up trial. I think it's a good thing, and it shouldn't get into too much trouble from barrier 7. And you got T Clark on board.
He's a complete gun this time of year. He's a good rider any time of year, but he's a gun when they're all away.
Yeah, so we've got another horse. You mentioned Paint, Glenn, but we've got another horse hard in the market there, $5.50 Lucky Meteor.
Yeah, well, it's one grass race of grass. What's that day like? It's got my man Horizon. He'll jump the leader, do a good job on it, but I don't know.
It's had one run in Sydney once upon a time. It was like 20s in it.
Did Newman used to have this horse? No. Couldn't have been.
No, you're thinking Lucky.
So what was its time at Grafton?
Its time was good, but I mean, it's an open handicap at Grafton. So it's, what happens in the country is that you've got half the program of maidens, and then not just maidens, they just can't walk.
Yeah.
So you get this disparity in times across a country program. As soon as you get to a Saturday metropolitan program, you've got everything's up there.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting thing to look at the variations in times.
Flies are back.
Country versus provincial versus metropolitan. No argument from me. 3 possibles. I thought.
Where's your third one? Lucky Meteor. Or Sarajevo.
Yeah. And look, Wonderbolt's been such a nuffy nunny, but he did draw gate 1 the other day for its first run in blinkers. It draws 9 here. It's just got that sort of positive switch that could be a little bit of something. Look, the only drawback about the favourite is that I never like tipping horses off 1,000 metre form. You know, it's there's something slightly unreal about that.
Is it fraught with danger, mate? One of your favourite sayings. Let's go to the highway.
Yes, let's go to the highway and what have we got here? $4.60 Sunny Fame. Matthew Dunn, who's taken over from Matthew Dale, hasn't he?
Yep, absolutely.
$5.50 the backer-upper, Rin Viata. $5.50 the sort of backer-upper, 7 days anyway, Artistic Beauty. $7 Bill's a Goodie, who's also on the 7 days and not getting any younger there. $8 Cliff. $12 Uncle Jerry, who is owned by Jerry Harvey. $17 Debeek. Now, weirdly, Glenn, all the Queanbeyan contingent turned up in this race last year, and they've all decided that this is their highway, time to turn up for the highway as well this year. And I give them all none, but they certainly represent a lot of the speed, like Cliff and Uncle Jerry doing his best coming back from the Queanbeyan Cup, and had Debeek going forward from a wide gate. Verbal goes forward if it gets a run. It's honest, but there's no breaknecks here. Firstly, why is C. Reith not riding for Matthew Dunn? He won those 2 races last week. We turn up for a highway this week, and it's Josh Parr in the setup.
Maybe he had a
John Walter and his magnificent negotiating skills.
Maybe.
Probably.
Or maybe Christian Reed gave an acknowledgement to the Schmetzer boy at Musselbrook, the old white horse next start.
Yeah.
Maybe he just gave an early heads up.
Yeah.
You look at Musselbrook, you look at Reed, that's sort of that
Yeah.
area comes from his north. You never know. Mark Schmetzer might be a good mate of his. You wouldn't know. It does tip itself a bit in number 3, doesn't it?
I
Not for
suppose.
me.
I was tipping 3 here. I thought just, little tiny break, top back in distance. Matty Dunn, lightly race, looks to be okay for him. To beat the backer up, a Rin Viata, big deal. And for third, Bill's a Goodie, who's a 7-year-old. He's only had 4 runs in 7 years and having his first run a week later. So he'll be filling this league, so I'm tipping. Not much of a race for me.
I've got number 8 on top, Artistic Beauty.
Rabbit, isn't it?
It's 2 runs, well, it's trial and it's 1 run, have shown to me that it's a mare that's actually ready to do something.
Okay.
That was a fantastic trial against the Lart where it flew home, and I thought it was very strong late as well in the highway.
Kathy de Tie's a big lead.
Kathy de Tie, which always take notice of positive
it's got the
changes.
ticking boxes.
I'm reasonably keen on number 8, but I mean, it's well found in the market, isn't it, Mark?
Well, it just caught my eye last week, the backing for it. And then I'm thinking about the trial before the race, thinking, wow, these good trialers, or these positive trialers, they're so positive. Everything about this horse last week was positive. The way it jumped, the way it sort of was thrusting at them in the straight. I've never had an opinion of this horse.
No.
He's driving the car park up 300 metres in distance tomorrow. I mean, you got no idea what it's going to be, do you? What's it going to be?
Well, it's going to be positive again.
Look, I mean,
that could be positively 4 deep throughout.
Well, that's not going to give it much hope. But
they're very weak horses in this race, and it's one that I think is springboarding this preparation.
Okay, fair, and I take that on board, especially with the riding change.
There's never been much between Rin Viata and Debeek, Glenn, yet they're 4 times
The price?
difference in the price. Did you
Yeah.
have any thought about it?
Not really. Not really.
I mean, I don't like anything where I see Wagga. Wagga is very, very weak.
Yeah, very weak.
Which you can see by the fact that Faustus finally won at Wagga.
That's 1600.
Just think of Wagga form like Victorian form.
Well, I think it's worse than that.
Oh, of course it's worse than that, but I just pen Victorian,
Victorian form.
so I'm going to pen Wagga form.
Yeah, but people actually want a clue about where things sit. So yes, it's not good enough, right? That's what you're saying. It's not good enough. But where does it actually sit in the scheme of things? Anyway.
It's the lowest form.
We love pen job.
The lowest form in New South Wales, except for like Lightning Ridge or something.
The beautiful thing about pen form is you just don't have to look at it anymore. You just go.
Yeah, I know.
Surely Dubbo is worse. Is worse than Wagga. No.
I'd probably prefer Dubbo.
I prefer Dubbo by a mile because you get that Musselbrook feed coming down.
Yeah.
Okay.
That northern New South Wales feed into Dubbo.
You get some of the Hawkesbury stuff go across to Dubbo as well.
Dubbo's stronger than.
All right. Okay. Well, look, that'll be.
I tell you how I know because I've watched the horses parade at Dubbo. I watched the horses parade at Wagga. They're pit ponies at Wagga, and they're small, unathletic, hairy goats. I still like looking at them.
Yeah, and that's what we love talking about this sort of.
All right.
Okay, so race 5 before a break is the highest grade race of the day, And the betting sees Snoopy favourite at $3.30, Grundazite $3.90, Suspense $5.50, and I can't remember ever seeing this. Ins and Outs is fourth pick on the back up at $6, Curo at 8, Fine Mist 19, and Berry Delicious seems a little bit too long as well, $34. And I had Ins and Outs pressing on from a wide gate to lead at the 1200 finally.
Yeah, it does look to get control.
Grundazite is just poking up the box seat.
Well, it's coming off a PR and it's going to get a PR.
Is that a PR? It's a funny thing, you know. He's got this amazing Canterbury record.
Yeah, 5 starts, 4 wins.
But he's, you know, he won a 5-year-old and up Wednesday race the other day.
I'm not tipping him. I'm just saying he's going to get a PR again.
Yes, I think Suspense will be ridden quietly. So Snoopy occupies a forward position, fresh, trial in between runs. Well, actually, he's quite fresh. He's almost had a
7 weeks off.
Yeah, that doesn't count, does it, Glenn?
Oh, it's not a spell, but it's enough to.
But it's not
up.
it's not like the trial between runs scenario.
No.
It's something different.
It is something different. But I think also, that freshness is going to help coming back 150 metres.
Oh, and you know, Drew Gate 1 at Beaumont, that was terrible. What are you tipping?
Snoopy. Tipping it, unfortunately, just thought it ticks all the boxes with me. Just coming back in distance, had the trial sense, had the 50 days off. I was tipping it to beat Suspense, who I've always got time for some reason or another, and the third, maybe Ins and Outs and half a third. Grundazite, you know, it's going to get a PR again. It's going to be in a good spot, and it's genuine Canterbury. Like it seems more of a Wednesday horse than a Saturday horse.
Well, it's, you know, I think you'll find it's Wednesday. That's why it's got such a good record at Canterbury.
Yeah. What are you saying, good?
Very keen, Snoopy.
Like Snoopy Norm.
You know, we talk about the freshen up and the trial, but a lot of the times when they do that trial during the freshen up, they're very soft on it.
Yeah.
This thing was actually pushed out in this trial, and it was actually a really impressive win. So I think it sort of equates to a similar sort of positive scenario. As everybody knows, I've probably been against this horse.
Me too.
Its previous starts, and I'm
But you
very
guys
keen.
you guys were also arguing for it to be around the circle. You know, you were saying Moonee Valley horse, weren't you?
Yeah.
What about the fact that it may prefer soft to ground?
Possibly, but
Okay.
well, you know, just
Well, I mean, that trial was awesome on good. I know it's only a trial, but
just looks the right type of form in the. It's definitely the right springboard.
By the way, I'm with you, Mark. I expected them to put Ins and Outs as favourite, but
Well, it's just been favourite for the last 12 months and everything it runs in.
yeah.
You know, it hasn't won, and maybe they've just gone, well, you know, it's Gerald Ryan backing up, so it's deep into its preparation, and it's.
There it is.
You know, that's,
What are you going to say? Nothing much more?
Well, I'm going to tip the Ins and Outs, but you know, Snoopy has got a lot of style about it in this
That's
race.
the end of part 1 here of the preview. Friday.
You just have a look at Snoopy's